Feel the power of ice.
Ice. Yeah, so that's those two. And then what else? So I'm reading Old Man Logan, which I've always been fascinated with because I remember seeing it when I used to go to the library. That was one of the big comics. That was one of the comics they had like on the shelves, and I always saw it, and I was always like, oh man, that looks really cool. I wonder what that is. I wonder what that's about. You know, I always was. It was that and I think Avengers Disassembled. I saw a bunch of those comics, and I was like, these look really fucking cool. I always wanted to check those out, but you know, I never did because I was like trying to figure out how to read comic books, and I was like, if I just jump into this, I think I looked at them a couple times, and I'm like, I have no idea who any of these characters are. I'm so out of the loop on this thing. Like, why is Wolverine an old man? I don't know. Turns out it's just like Mark Miller just wrote a storyline. He's like, I'm gonna go into the distant future where everybody's dead, like the superheroes lost, and Logan is just he's an old guy trying to, you know, the wife and a kid, and just trying to like live his life and not be a part of things anymore. It's this apocalyptic wasteland that's ruled by all these different villains, and it's really cool. I like it a lot, and I started reading that, just starting with the original, which initially just took place
The punishment of heaven.
is part of the Wolverine like 2003 run. It's just kind of like at the tail end of that. It's just like a one storyline within where it's like completely separated from, you know, the main 616 universe.
That was an easy victory.
But so far it's been really cool. I've been really happy with it. I'm also gonna try to read Avengers Disassembled at some point. I think that leads up to what, Secret Wars or something. I don't know. It's a big part of something. But other than that, the only other one I'm reading is I'm trying to read the Empire event from Marvel, which I guess I don't have any DC comics currently in my line, but I don't have a lot of Marvel ones either. I just have like the two. Okay, so I guess we'll just go to Underground Railway Ruins number 2. I'm gonna go back and save and recover so I can get all my magic and shit back, so I can keep leveling it up and whatnot. Yeah, so I'm reading the like Kree Skrull War event basically from Avengers. It's very dated. Very old school like Avengers comics. And a very ambitious in a way they were trying to do. But it was part of the setup for a lot. What? Ambush. It was part of the setup for a lot of the cosmic Marvel universe. I think. It wasn't the introduction of the Kree or the Skrulls, but it was kind of bringing all of these elements that had been introduced together. So they bring back the Super Skrull, and they bring back, you know, Ronan the Accuser, and all these other characters. They do the thing with, you know, the Inhumans and how they've got their powers from the Kree, and it's just finally, you know, combining all of these things
Feel the power of ice.
into one big, like, massive storyline. Captain Marvel. So I'm reading through that. I think I'm nearly finished with that part of it, but then I'm gonna go into whatever. I'm reading like the Comic Book Herald recommended reading for Empire. Just going through that. That's about it. That's all I'm reading at the moment, but I have a whole bunch of shit on my backlog. So once I finish one of these series, which is I don't know exactly what. It's probably gonna be Sonic or Steven Universe that I'm finally gonna finish, and then maybe I can re-add one of the other ones that I was really enjoying, like Immortal Hulk or Venom or something. Really liked those. Yeah, I guess that's it for all my comic book talk. Other than that, I watched Army of the Dead. Did I talk about that? Have I talked about that? Shriver actually mentioned this to me, that it was like this
Go,
it's a Zack Snyder film, right, where he does like a zombie apocalypse and it's set in Vegas.
Here you go.
And I hadn't actually heard about it, but he was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, it's okay. So, alright. I was kind of curious, so I ended up watching it. And yeah, I kind of agree. It's kind of okay. I feel like there's just, like, you watch it and like the setup is cool and the cast is really good. But then there's just something missing throughout the whole movie. The execution is just not there. You know, there's like some style missing from it. You know, there's something that needed to be there, and then it's just kind of dull. It's kind of flat. It's kind of boring. Where it should be cool. But there's this whole scene in the beginning where they show the zombies like storming Vegas, and like that's really cool to watch. Like there's a lot of style and like personality, and you see like the Vegas style in that. And then you know, by the time then it just becomes like this heist movie, and wait. Oh, I got really confused. Thor cut. I'm gonna... Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. Just something definitively missing from that movie. It should be much better than it is, and it's just not. You know, it's got the guy from...
Please protect us.
From Guardians of the Galaxy, Dave Baptiste, is that his name? Something like that. And like he's great, but like it's just he plays a really dull character.
You're mine.
I don't know, man.
La, 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 la.
Okay, that's a weird move. Okay. Bye-bye. Man, I really want to be done with Runner here. I don't want to keep using this thing. We're so close. I want to get rid of WoW too. I'm sick of this one. So let me level this shit up so it's gone. I want to get rid of it, bro. No, I'm gonna use magic with Liette. Fuck it. We're better off. Because this ability restores magic anyways, so I may as well use that, right? But for Justin, I think it's a good idea to probably try to maximize her.
Here you go.
Yeah, anyways, I don't know. I don't know if I have much else to say about Army of the Dead. Really wanted it to be better, and it really wasn't. It's not really worth watching. My dad and I haven't been... You know, I was talking about, like, my dad, how we would, like, go fishing every weekend. We haven't been the past 2 weeks. One of the reasons for that is that there was a... Actually, I'm wondering if I have talked about this. Maybe I did. I might have talked about this in Star Wars or something and just forgot. But...
Go, magical
Because
art.
apparently, like, they closed off this lake because of a pretty horrible tragedy.
Here you go.
You know, there was a college girl that well, ended up passing away at the you know, fell out of a boat or something. It's like a really sad story. You know, my sister showed me the she was apparently looked up some of this information about her because there was a news story. Kind of big news, but like, you just read the story and it's like the most tragic thing ever because this girl was like, she was young, she was going to college, she like wasn't you know, a delinquent or anything. She was like high GPA. She was on like a volleyball team or something. She was like a very accomplished athlete. It's just really sad. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's... I mean, that's the reason we couldn't go 2 weeks ago, but...
Go, magical art.
This week, I don't actually know if it's still closed or not, but... I don't know.
Here
That's
you
a very
go.
morbid story, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. Other than that, we played a little bit of... I played a little bit of Valheim with my friends the other day. Which you can actually watch on TrevDog513 Twitch. Follow him on Twitch, please. You can watch that. He joined a little late. I had been on there for maybe 10-20 minutes before him, but yeah, maybe not that long. We joined around the same time. But you can kind of see the evolution of that. I thought it was a fun time.
Protect us.
I have noticed. I feel like Punda started being mean to me though. And I think it's ever since we ended our we kind of stopped playing Among Us, and like Punda was like the only one we were still playing with. So I ended up like just being like, all right, well, I'm just gonna invite her to our other Discord so that we can, you know, if she wants to, she can still play games with us. And so we did that, and we played like Overwatch. Ever since then, because they always like tease me. My friends always like tease me in Overwatch. They always make jokes that I like. I'm like a very like.
Go, magical art.
What's the word? Very like, I have like a huge ego or something about
Here you
about
go.
it. I don't know where it comes from, honestly. I think I play into it a little bit sometimes.
That was rather
But
simple.
like, I'm very discouraged from being very like proud of myself about anything, or being like, oh, I did really well that time, that round, you know, because they'll always like make fun of me for it. One of the big jokes that they like to do is they'll always, every time a round ends, like, if I get any votes at all, they'll be like, why'd you vote for yourself again? It's like this big joke that they've been doing like since we've been playing, since like the first year we were playing this game.
Magical art.
And then they kept bringing it up, and because of that, you know, she kind of picked
Here
up
you
on that and
go.
leaned into that a little bit. Now she just kind of bullies me, just like everyone else does. I'm like, God damn it, man, can't catch a break here. What do I do? So yeah. It's all in good fun, though, I think. I hope. I don't know. The only other thing, I don't really know her in real life, you know. It's just, oh, we finally... like, she's friends with my sister. I think she's met my older sister as well, which
Please
seems
protect
weird why
us.
I haven't actually met her in real life. But we live very close by. She lives in my area, you know.
How about this?
And she hangs out with my sister all the time. So it's weird that I've never met her, but actually, I don't know. Is it weird? Because, like, I mean, who really hangs out with their sisters, you know? I don't know. Some people probably do. I do sometimes. I mean, I see them at family events, but I don't know. Rarely will they kind of invite me to something. They say it's because they know I'll say no, which is probably true. I probably would say no to most things. They're like, drive out to fucking drive an hour away to go meet us for drinks. I'm like, nah. No. I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't know. They haven't asked me in a long while, so
Go, magical art.
who knows? Maybe one of these days I'd say yes, but I don't know exactly what times they're talking about that I said no to, but not like it happens that often, you know. That's why I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about exactly. Oh, but yeah, Valheim was fun, I guess. It took a little while before it started to be fun for me. I feel like it's the same way with all those survival games. It's like, you know, the same way with Raft is like I start off, I join, and I'm like, God, this is so incredibly boring, you know. I'm so bored.
Please protect us.
And I think it was until like once I got the bow, I think I was started to feel a little better about it. Although they really annoyed me with the fucking bow situation. Because they were like, let's fight this boss. And they're like, does everyone have a bow? And I was like, no, I don't have a bow. And they're like, well.
See my power.
They made some joke like they're not going to give me a bow. And, you know, they always do this. And then they actually didn't get me a bow. And I was like, okay, well, now it's just kind of mean that you did that. But, you know, and I was a little bit peeved for about an hour after that, because I had to like go around and I was basically looking for boars to kill. I couldn't find any fucking boars. And they're like, oh, you gotta look at meadows. I'm like, I've been in the meadows the entire fucking time. I've been here for an hour, man. I haven't found any. I'm starting to not like my time.
Go, magical art.
Took me forever. Eventually, I was able to get a bow. And once that happened, I kind of felt like I could be a little helpful, and I was like, okay, well now I'll go out and like I'll join you on your quest or whatever. It was okay for the most part, but I feel like they are a bit hard on me sometimes. But I did watch Trevor's playback, and I was like, maybe it's not as bad as it feels in the moment sometimes. Maybe I just like, I don't know. I think the issue for me is that it happens so often that it's just like, sometimes I get prematurely annoyed by stuff. It doesn't seem like a big deal. I'm like, oh god. You know, in the moment, and then it's just all these things like adding up that it eventually, you know, that's kind of why I don't like it as much. But I try to take it in good humor for the most part. But yeah, being mean to me I think is new to her though, which is why she's like kind of running with it.
Feel the power of ice.
She just doesn't say anything nice to me anymore. She used to be like kind and polite when we were playing Among Us. We didn't know each other. You know, we were playing Valheim. We played Phasmophobia the other day, and she's like, oh my gosh, so mean to me. All the fucking time. Like, what did I do to you? I didn't do anything to you. You just played with them, and they were bullying me, so you just joined in on it.
Come here.
Absolute jerk. I hope it's in good humor, and she doesn't like actually just hate me for some reason now. I'm wondering if I surely I didn't do anything, but I can get how my mannerisms and like the way I talk, I listen to myself back on Trevor's stream, and I'm like, God, I do kind of sound like an asshole sometimes, you know? I guess that's kind of my vibe. I'm a very cynical person. You know, at least when I'm in a comfortable environment with my friends. I'm very cynical and maybe a little bit mean-spirited, but I don't mean to be. You know, I don't try to be mean to people. Like, I'm not mean to people. Like, if I'm like making a joke, like a kind of a mean joke, it's usually because, you know, I actually like interacting with you on some level, you know? Like, if I didn't like you, it would be because, like, I would just ignore you. I would try to get away from you is what I would do. I would not interact with you whatsoever. You know. So that's just my way of joking with people. I think that's... I feel more comfortable kind of messing with people in that way, and I think people do the same thing to me. But then it gets annoying, because then it's like everybody does it to me, and I get piled up on, and they're not mean to anyone else, it's just me, and I feel like I'm getting bullied, and I feel like, you know, just everyone hates me, and I'm like, God damn it. You know what I mean? And I can't get out of that hole once I'm in it. It's just like, this is how people treat me. I've kind of, you know, set myself up for this, but at the same time, like, sometimes I try to dissipate it by just, like, being helpful and being nice, and just, it doesn't work, you know? It doesn't really change anything ever. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I tried, I guess. So I don't know, you know, we're working through that. We've been playing a lot of games lately, though, with kind of everybody. Valheim we kind of got almost everyone together on. We had, like, 6 people. Like I said, you can watch Trevor's stream. I think it's really good. I actually really enjoyed, like, watching Trevor's stream playbacks. I think it's fun. I think they're good. You know, check them out. I recommend it, you know? Does my recommendation mean anything to anyone?
Please protect us.
I think he's a fun guy to watch. I feel like I've probably been in most of Trevor's streams, actually. Now that I think about it, I've probably been in, like, every single one. Oh man, I think I have. Holy shit. I don't usually record that stuff though. Like Among Us, I started to record a little bit when we were doing that, but I didn't I didn't record Raft, and I didn't want to record. I don't want to record Phasmophobia. I don't want to record Valheim. It's just stuff we like play on our own. Overwatch, I've never recorded. I think I might reconsider that once I run out of our Among Us recordings, but you know, that'll be a long while still. That I'll maybe consider. Actually, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be sooner than I think, because I think I'm running out of the other few recordings, and I didn't have much of the newest recording. So we'll see. Among Us is apparently dead. Everyone says so now, so it is. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I knew as soon as this guy's toast is like, I don't want to play Among Us anymore, that every single person is gonna start saying the same thing. They're like, oh, you know, I'm kind of sick of it too, you know.
Feel the power of ice.
They're all full of shit. They're all absolutely full of shit. 5UP's the only real one. He's the only real one that's like, guys, I like it still. I don't know why everybody's decided all of a sudden they stop. You know what I mean? They're all full of shit, man. Ups all abilities of parties? What? Bro. See, this is why it's worth doing exactly what I'm doing right now.
Everyone, here we go.
Yeah, like almost immediately Hafu's like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. And she set up a lot of the lobby for the other people. And wow, look at this. Man, I know everybody's sick of it. Wow, that was beautiful. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty much... This guy's toast just kind of killed it, you know.
Protect
We all knew it would happen. I watched some of the comment, like, oh, I get recommended a lot of clips from Hafu where she like reiterates over and over again, yeah, I'm kind of sick of it. Still, I don't really want to play it anymore. Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of it. And it's like, well, are people really asking her still about this? She's really reiterating this? I don't know. I find that strange. But apparently so.
How about this? Take that.
Oh man, I don't know what. Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of knew it was gonna die. I probably won't be. I don't know if we're gonna play it again because Trevor, I think, is the only one who might want to play it with me. But I feel like we didn't even play much of the mods or anything, which is totally different. But everyone's saying they're sick of it. And I'm like, okay, well, we didn't even play modded, dude. We didn't even play it much of it. I only played like it modded twice. 2 nights I played modded. I could keep playing it, cause I don't think personally there's many games quite like it. Oh, we were actually suggesting maybe we play Unfortunate Spacemen the other day. Like Trevor suggested, hey, we could play that. And we tried to describe it, and it's hard to describe it without saying, it's kind of just like Among Us. And they're like immediately like, no. It's actually fairly different.
That was rather simple.
But I didn't think it was gonna be an easy task to convince everyone to play a game that's very similar to Among Us. Yeah, I don't really know. I still feel like there's nothing really quite like it. Like I like playing the other games, but I do like that ability to just kind of mess around and kind of have your own little meta game that you're playing, you know? Like here's what I'm doing. Nobody really knows what my intentions are in this meeting.
Feel the power of
I could be trying to convince everyone I did something I didn't, or I could be just completely honest. Or I could just be kind of trolling a little bit, you know? Like, that's kind of fun, and there's not many games that are kind of similar to that, where it's just all about, you know, deceiving people or just playing your own, like, little game. You know, most of the time, I play something else. Like, I play something like Valheim, and the main issue I run into is, like, if I do anything even remotely, like, trolly or, you know, I try to mess with people for a little bit, it's just, like, yeah, everyone just gets mad at me. They're like, why'd you take the game seriously? Why did you try to get supplies? You know? I don't know. So you can't really have that same social aspect, I guess. It's just like, let me work together and let me like, get supplies and stuff, blah, 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 blah. You know, I do get to mess around a little bit, but I have to be, like, careful about how much I mess around.
How about this?
You know, and when I start a new game, I like to mess around a lot to just see if I can have fun with it. Because I don't want to, like, force myself to be put in a position of, like, I have to take this seriously. Because then I'm just not into it all the time. Valheim, I guess I kind of enjoyed it towards the end, but I don't really know, man. I found it a little difficult to get into, I think, because, like, you have, like, it's easier when everybody's on the same page and, like, we're all starting the same game at the same time. But, you know, like, Punder, Jason, and our friend Preston was on there, and they have all played, like, at least, like, 100 hours or something of Valheim already. So it's hard to, like, be on the same page as them. Like, they're kind of doing stuff, and then you just kind of get left behind. And you're just, like, struggling to figure out what you're supposed to do, and, you know, you got Jason who's just he's, like, got full troll armor for most of it. It's like, well, I don't have that. you know, he's got some better weapon. He's getting stuff quicker, and you're just like, should I have this now? I don't know what I should have by now. I don't really know what to work towards. I don't know.
Feel
Hard
the power
to
of
explain. But like they have this whole plan of like something, oh, we mapped out, we're supposed to go over here and deal with this thing next, but we can't do that yet because blah, 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 or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay.
Please protect us.
You're like, I don't really get it, but I guess you're probably right. You know, and then I feel like I kind of just evolve into that place of like, well, I'm just gonna mess around then if I have no idea what's going on.
How about this?
But I don't know. Yeah, towards the end, I felt like I was, you know, helping, figuring things out. I didn't feel like I was building anything though. That's the main issue I feel like with this sort of thing is, like, I never know what I should be like working towards in terms of building. And it seems like one person usually just takes control of all that and just starts building everything. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to get supplies and stuff.
Feel the power.
Like, I'd like to be the build. I'd like to build stuff if I knew what to do, but I always feel like if I try to get started with that, I'll like build something. They'll be like, oh, we should have built this other thing first. Now you wasted all the supplies, and then they'll all get mad at me. You know, so I almost rarely ever build anything. Just kind of wait and see like what everybody has and be like, okay, well, I should probably get one of those too. I don't know, man. Survival games are a different beast
How about this?
than anything else. It's like a very different type of game. And for that, I feel like you have to just be okay with spending hours upon hours. You have to be okay with a certain level of grind, you know? Of like, okay, I'm going to be spending 2 hours hunting boars, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to enjoy that. You know? Whereas I'm put in that situation, I'm like, I am bored out of my mind. I would rather do literally anything else than this. I don't know. So I can't really say if I actually like the game or anything. I mean, the combat's... I mean, it's not good, is it? Combat's not good. It's just another one of those, like, gather resources, and that's kind of the appeal of it. Just like, it's Minecraft, it's Raft, it's, you know, all of those games. But you can kind of get good at the combat, and I guess maybe that's interesting to people. So there's a level of that. I don't know. Didn't feel like I'm more used to action type games, so when I deal with like combat that's just kind of like clunky, like I don't know, I'm just not. I can't like get invested in that, you know. I can't be like, oh, I'm gonna get really good at this combat, because it's just like it's just dumb. It's not good combat. It's boring, you know. I don't know. That's why I never understand. Sometimes people just get into stuff like that. Like, well, why should I care about this exactly? Or why should I care about being good at this, I guess I mean.
How about this? See my power!
You know, and then I play something, like Devil May Cry or like Astral Chain, and I'm like, oh, this is a really fun combat system, and then I enjoy playing it, so I get good at it, you know. I'm like, oh, this is so fun, and I care enough to like try to figure this out. Like I'm playing like Age of Calamity, and like that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is like I'm playing it a lot. I'm like trying to figure out how to best like play each character. It's not a hard game necessarily, but you know, I just got I got one of the later characters, and I've been trying to figure out how the fuck I'm actually supposed to play it. I mean, it makes no sense to me, but It's like the first character I've gotten where I'm like, what the fuck am I actually supposed to do here? All the other ones I've kind of figured out, I guess, but that one just confuses me. Yeah. I play something like Valheim, and like, there's no way I'm gonna give a shit about being good at this combat. Like, if people expect me to be good at this, it's like it's a joke, you know? This is an absolute joke. There's no way you're gonna get me to care. There's no way. Like, I will try towards the gathering and stuff, and, you know, I'll give it a... Like, I won't be actively trying to get killed or anything, but I'm not just gonna... I'm not gonna act like, you know, you beat something and I'm gonna be impressed by that, you know? It's like, okay. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Just rambling.
Please protect us.
I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it just yet. It felt like with Raft, we all started it kind of at the same time, so...
How about this?
Like we were all discovering things together. But with this, it's like there's some plan that's already in place that like, oh, we gotta get these things and get that, and it's like... Okay, you know, I'm just along for the ride, I guess. I don't really feel like I'm doing anything. So I guess that's one of the big issues I have with it, but I don't hate it really yet. So
How about this?
I started to kind of have fun with it towards the end. Anyways, I guess I'll stop talking about Valheim. Sometimes I feel like I say too much, and then I like start saying stuff doesn't really make sense, or I don't really mean. I feel like I kind of went into that a little bit there. But yeah, we played Phasmophobia, which I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this before, but every time I play Phasmophobia, it's like, yep, that's the same game I've played a million times at this point. Like, it just never changes in any way. They keep wanting to play it because they haven't played it that much, you know? So they're like, oh, I'd love to jump back into that. Plus, it's perfect. Like, if we have 4 people, it's like the perfect party size for Phasmophobia. You know?
How about this?
And it's a decent social game. I wouldn't say it's a great social game, but I think it's a decent one. Because you kind of have to work together to, like, figure out what's going on and bring certain supplies, and then you can, like, proximity chat is, like, a just really cool thing, you know? When you have to be near people in order to hear them, you know, and then if they want to, they can talk on the radio. The radio gets cut out if the ghost is hunting. All sorts of little things like that, so you can find yourself in social situations where you're like, oh, I'm with this person, and I interact with this person specifically, you know? It's kind of like just hanging out, you know? Hanging out, hunting ghosts. Fuck, that's an ambush. I hate how that can just fucking happen. I feel like I've been battling these 3 things for, like, a really long fucking time at this point. I probably have. I've probably been wasting all my time doing this.
How about this?
Oh, that might hurt. Should I be scared? I might have to start trying here. No.
Oh, power of ice.
Literally just autopiloting it at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to find more games. We tried to play Knockout City for a little bit, which was pretty fun, but it's kind of an awkward team game because you can really only have 3 people on one team, so we often have like 4 or more So you can only really play it if you only have 3. And I don't know, it's kind of rough playing with. I guess it's not that bad playing with less than that. Like we had a decent enough time, but it'd be better to probably have 3 people.
Oh, power of ice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not a terrible game. Or it's a good game. It was a really fun game, but I don't know if we're gonna get people to jump in on that. Phasmophobia is fine. I feel like even though I'm not sick of Among Us, like I feel like I could easily jump into a game of Among Us and still have a good time. But Phasmophobia, every time it gets brought up, I'm like, Phasmophobia again, man. That game they haven't changed anything since it came out in like October of last year. Like it's just.
Now you'll be okay.
I don't know what to say, man. It's just, it's decent. Like usually when I play it, I guess I don't have a bad time because I'm playing with friends. But you know, definitely games I would rather play than that one. Oh, we got MP back, I guess, or SP back. I'm just gonna keep doing this until I can use the magic one. I don't want to use that. Pretty sick. We're still using heal, I guess. It is crazy how far behind rap is on like everything. But yeah. Yeah, I've kind of appreciated the dynamic. I'm starting to appreciate it a little bit, the dynamic of like Plunder being mean to me. Because it seems like she goes all out sometimes. And she's like says stuff that's like kind of just is mean, you know, kind of just is like genuinely mean. Or just comes across like that, and then everybody, like the other guys, kind of will be on my side for a little bit and be like, oh. I'm like, okay, well actually this is kind of nice, you know? So I'm like, oh wow, it's just, yeah, it could be mean to me. I actually do not mind it at all. I know I'm talking as if like it bothers me immensely or something, but it really doesn't. The only reason it would bother me is like if everybody was kind of doing it. When that happens, when it's like it feels like everybody's just being mean to me all at the same time, then it kind of like gets under my skin. But if it's not that, then I feel fine about it. You know what I mean? But one person making a joke at my expense doesn't bother me that much. If at all, it's fine. It's kind of nice, you know. It's a good sign usually. It's like, oh, they like feel comfortable enough with you to like, you know, make some mean joke at your expense. It's either that or it's like, I mean, sometimes can be something different, but you know. You know, like trying to fit in with a group or something, you know, it can be something like that of like, you know, I don't really like you. Oh fuck, I don't even know who I used that on. Oh well. But anyways, moving on. Phasmophobia, I wouldn't say it's like a bad game or anything. I think it's a fun enough game, but it's like, I mean, is anyone really gonna say that it's not kind of janky? It's kind of janky. It's like once you know how to play the game, it doesn't change. It's not any different, you know. It just continues to be the same game. I think they've added like one map. It's still in early access, I think, but they just like with a game like that, you need to just be updating it regularly. The UI is kind of garbage, especially when you're like trying to add items in the beginning. Because we're always like looking through and being like, oh, what can I buy? What can you buy? You know, I've got money, I can buy this. And you gotta like check through to see what we already have, and it's just a whole fucking annoying mess. That part of it, not that fun.
Feel the power
We
of
need to
ice.
fix that and make it easier to be like, oh, you could buy some of these. You don't have any of these. Buy these. You know. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other than that, it was a fun night. I don't think Trevor streamed that. I don't think he did. I'd have to double check,
about
but
this?
I'm pretty sure he didn't. He streamed Valheim, and then he didn't. I don't think he streamed that. I think they were talking about maybe playing something tonight, but well, one of them said like, does anyone want to get on Discord? They never really said they were gonna play a game or anything. So I was just like, I don't know. I'm gonna record this. Yeah, so you know how it be. I don't know if we're doing any attack. Oh god, we are not.
Oh, power of ice.
Hocus pocus.
Yes, we needed that. We needed that so bad. Wait, that puts him to sleep?
Feel the power of ice.
Actually, that's kind of good. We might be able to drag this one out.
Hocus pocus.
Yeah, I don't know. TV shows, I've been kind of behind, like always. I don't watch, like the only time I really feel like I have time to watch a TV show is like while I'm working, I'll turn something onto the background just to have,
That.
because I can't do that since I work from home still, but that's like the only time I watch TV. So a lot of my friends have been talking about like animes and stuff. They had some conversation about a bunch of anime. It's like, I guess they're big anime people. Just follow all the popular animes, but I haven't watched an anime in a while, so.
Hocus pocus.
They were talking about one called Fire Force, which they seem to not like, I guess. I don't know. They're like, yeah, that one kind of sucks. Like, okay. But I don't know how they all heard it. It's how I don't understand sometimes is like what, like where do these,
Feel the power of
how do people hear about this stuff sometimes? Like I guess they must watch YouTubers, and maybe not. Maybe they might be on Reddit. I always suspect that it's Reddit because I've since like, I just don't browse Reddit anymore. I just don't like Reddit. I've stopped browsing Reddit like as much as I can. I pretty much
Hocus pocus.
avoid it 24/7. Like I'm rarely browsing Reddit. No, almost never. I can't even remember the last time I've been on that site. I just don't browse any of that shit anymore. I kind of stay off the internet. The only time I'm on the internet is like for YouTube, and I just don't get a lot of like TV show, anime recommendations from the channels I follow.
Feel the
But
power
YouTube
of
is
ice.
nice because I can like, I spend a lot of time playing games or stuff, and like I can turn on. What I really love at the moment is like long form content. Bro, there's a There's some guy who released like a 5-hour video about Doctor Who's like new like the 13th Doctor era, right? He released like a 5-hour video about it, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to just... Like, I'm excited. I'm excited for something that's so fucking long form and ridiculous like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Age of Calamity and just like listen to this video in the background. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty sure I've been doing it already. I also watch a lot of podcasts. It's just like, it's like the perfect background noise when I'm trying to do anything else, you know? When I'm doing something else. I often turn on podcasts and stuff when I drive to my parents' house as well. I'll just like turn on a podcast, which I guess gets in the way of me like listening to new music as well, but I don't really, I enjoy it. I watched a couple podcasts. What do I watch? I watch, like I said, you know, I'm kind of hard on the H3 podcast sometimes because I think Ethan genuinely is toxic a lot of the time. He's not a great guy. I feel like he's a little bit, he's kind of in this world of like, everybody kind of supports his behaviors, and some of them are really unhealthy. Like his relationship with social media, I feel like is especially unhealthy. I've already talked about all of this, you know, but, for all this shit I sling at him, I do watch some of them, some of the podcasts. I don't watch his main podcast usually, but I will watch Frenemies sometimes. Recently, I've been a little disinterested, but because I feel like they've kind of... I liked the spirit of the show initially, and I like to... I don't know. I watch it on occasion, but sometimes I'm just like... Sometimes I just go, and then I lose interest in it for a while, and then I'll come back and be like, oh, you know, this is kind of good, and then I lose interest for a while. After Dark, sometimes I like it, but I just really can't get into, like, YouTube drama shit. It's just, YouTube drama or talking, and it's funny because I guess that's, like, the majority of what it is. Like, so it's weird for me to, like, watch it at all, but... I don't know. Parts of it I like, I guess. I guess I don't entirely dislike YouTube drama. It's just... Sometimes it's just too much. It's like, can we just talk about something else? You know, when they go on about something for like 3 episodes, it's like, god damn.
All right, we won.
You know, or when it's like deliberately talking about somebody who's who everybody already dislikes, you know, who's already like outside the realm of like their viewership. Like sometimes Ethan will go on rants about like Twitter, people on Twitter, and it's like, why are you following these people on Twitter that you obviously fucking hate? Like I guess it's his job, you know. I get it. It's his job, he feels like, but I feel like it's a really unhealthy relationship he has with social media. Of like, bro, you need to just, you can't cancel everybody, you know? You've gotta, at some point, just realize, just don't pay attention to the people you don't like. They're not gonna go away, they're gonna continue to be there, but you can't be, you know, you can't let that... You can't just get obsessive about it. You just have to, like, look elsewhere. And I know it's like, well, that's a bad attitude to, like, not hold people accountable for the shit they do wrong. It's like, well, you really, like I said, you can't hold everybody accountable. You're just not, you know, you just can't. You just can't do that. And I mean, not only that you, like, physically can't,
Hocus pocus.
because people are not always going to be on your side about everything, but that you can't do that, like, emotionally. It's not healthy for you to do that all the time and just focus on all of the things you dislike. You know, and I know it because I've been there. You know, that was like where I felt like I was 2016. Even in like late college, I felt like I focused a lot on shit that I didn't like, and it made me a really bitter person. And so I stopped focusing on all the shit I didn't like and started to be like, well, you know, everybody always makes fun of these people anyway, so like, why should I pay attention to them in any format? Like, that's exactly what they want anyway. So it's like, I'm happy just playing games, keeping to myself. I almost don't even interact with social media like at all. I've never been on Twitter, but like I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos about people and just digging into some random creator that I'd never cared about, or I watched the video, I'm like, wow, yeah, that sounds like a really scummy individual, you know. Then it's like, well, why should I focus on that, you know? There's always gonna be people you don't like, but like, what do I get out of that? We're just looking at stuff that I don't like.
Not bad, eh?
Because I feel like people do tend to focus on that, and it makes the world seem like a much worse place than it really is. And I mean, if you really look around you, for the most part, you'll probably find that most people are reasonable individuals. It's just that there's a lot of people that strive for attention that will say outrageous shit and say shit to get people upset, you know, or go out of their way to be like very assertive because they feel this need to fix and change the world for the better, you know. A lot of people like that. There's a lot of people that do it for bad reasons, like they're trying to just look like they're really virtuous people, which is not a good reason to do that, but it's all about appearances, really.
They're there.
But I don't know. When I see people focusing on that stuff, it kind of bothers me. And that's one of those things that I feel like bothers me about the podcast. But I still do watch it on occasion when I feel like they're not being too
Hocus pocus.
too in their own heads about shit. I did really like Frenemies, and most of the time that's the one I'll kind of go to. I feel like that's the best one that he's come up with. He has like a new, like After Dark I felt like started well when it wasn't the same format as the podcast, but then it kind of just devolved into that. And I don't really like their basic podcast, so like I kind of just dropped out off that one. Like, it was cool when they were doing like the AI Ian thing and like all these like little subplots and like funny stuff and like bringing in callers and talking about shit. I guess they're still doing some of that, but like it felt like a very different, like fun variety show. They'd react to videos, and you know, he brought a lot of the like controversial stuff that he was like talking about in the main podcast, and they would just continue to talk about it again or react to things related to that, which, you know, he's free to do, but I kind of liked how the After Dark was kind of not about that. And then I kind of just became about that. It's like an extension of the main podcast. And I'm like, sorry, I'm not really here for that. Sorry. What do we got here? A Popat. Classic. Oh man, I really hope I'm not talking about shit I'm gonna regret in editing again. I feel like the last video I fucking edited, I'm like, oh my god, I talked about way too much shit here that I feel like is a bit too much. Probably should have not talked about. What the hell? There's a whole like section here that I can't get to? Is this just for show? Now there's rarely a section that's just for show. Also, how do I get out of here? I've rarely come across a section of this game where there's like an enemy over there and it's just all for show. Oh no, I can get over there from the other side. Oh, I forgot, because there was 2 entrances over here. Yeah, there's a couple other podcasts that I watch. Chuckle Sandwich. I've actually been watching a lot of Chuckle Sandwich. I think those guys are good for the most part. I'm all right with them. Fun guys. I do feel like they're a little young, you know, they're a little young, so they're a little bit naive at times. Kind of talk like they've got everything figured out, but I feel like they are, in a way, a little bit, you know, I feel like that whole Minecraft culture that they kind of come from is, like, very, you know, kind of a slave to, like, the Twitter people and like what they, you know, you gotta be this perfect. I mean, Schlatt's a bit of, like, he has his share of controversies and stuff, but I don't know, I guess he does just kind of speak his mind, but I think he usually gets into trouble by making kind of off-color jokes more than anything else. You know, but I don't know. Sometimes I hear them saying stuff, and I'm like, well, you know, everybody says this. It's not that interesting that you are just saying something that everyone thinks. And there's also the idea of, like, there's something that always bothers me when there's, like, you know, you make fun of something, people for, like, saying something that's like, oh, this is so obvious, and people are so stupid for thinking this. I was like, well, sure, I guess we can say that. It's definitely somewhat true, but, you know, sometimes there's a reason people say certain things. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Sometimes, you know, they'll say something about that, and I'll be like, well, you know, there's a reason people say this that you're not picking up on.
Hocus pocus.
But, that's just like a small thing. It's just a small thing that I hear, and I'm like, but for the most part, I really like it. Like, it's really great. It's really funny. They just, like, talk about random shit and make fun of each other. It's like, it's very similar to, you know, how I haven't used Store Cut in a while.
That was rather simple.
You know, how I feel like I kind of interact with my friends. I feel like I'm kind of the Ted of the group. Everyone's kind of just mean to, you know, because it's funny to be mean to me. In some way, on some level. What's this dude's issue? Oh, hello. Where did you come from? But that's a good podcast. I need to stop complaining about shit that I really don't care that much about. I don't know. I need to stop doing that. Because I really just kind of like the podcast, you know? I don't really need to say the other thing, but... the other one's the Gus and Eddie podcast. I like Gus and Eddie. They're great. Pretty funny podcast, pretty good.
Hocus pocus.
Yeah, like with Chuckle Sandwich, there's not really anything like in particular I can think of that like actually bothered me. Just like some slight things, you know. But mostly I like it. With Gus and Eddie, there's like one thing in particular that bothered me, but probably not an issue worth mentioning, because for the most part, just kind of came down to them covering a story, and like I was like, well, you obviously, you know, you didn't really research this, much like everybody else is covering the story and not actually understanding what actually happened.
How about this?
Yeah, there was just a story where every single person got the facts wrong, and everybody just kind of believed it, and I was like watching all of these YouTubers who I liked and respect, like just completely just believe this story that was just completely false, and I'm like, what the hell? This is like so embarrassing for everyone, dude. The only one I feel like actually gets it right for the most part is Philip DeFranco. Like, Philip DeFranco always checks his facts. I don't think I've ever had an issue with anything Philip DeFranco said. I mean, maybe I could say something like, as a journalist, you probably shouldn't get emotional about certain stories, but at the same time, like, I understand why he gets emotional about certain stories, and I don't mind it that much. I think he's just great. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had a problem with Philip DeFranco or the stuff he covered. Maybe the like clickbait video titles sometimes kind of are annoying. I've noticed he uses the phrase "we need to talk about this," you know, as if he's my dad or something. Like, bro, you're not my dad. I don't need to talk to you about anything. We need to talk. I don't know why that gets me every time I see that. I'm like, I'm not clicking on this video. I don't need to talk to you about nothing, bruh. So anytime there's like an assertive, you know, you're trying to be like assertive about something and like tell me what I should think about something. Like, bro, I will think how I want to think about things, okay? Don't tell me what I need to think. Yeah. Most of the time I watch the video and I'm like, oh, this is perfectly fine. I have no issue with it. I think his videos for the most part are really good. But he is clickbaity. I find sometimes I'll click on something because of some person that's in the thumbnail, like, oh my god, I can't believe this person did something, and then it was just like antics with the way the title was set up, as if like this person had done something horrible, and then it turns out, oh no, that's just like a random story that's not even related to what the big story was, but he's in the thumbnail, so you think it's about them, and then it ends up not being at all about them. They did something else. You know what I mean? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I get scared talking about stuff sometimes. Like I said, I'm very cynical, so I often focus on the negatives, which is why it's bad for me to be on social media. I focus on the negatives because I don't know how to talk about the positives without being like, oh, it's good. I liked it. I liked how thing was cool. I don't know. I'm never been good at that. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point.
Go,
do I watch
Magic
another
Lark.
podcast? Not really. I think that's it.
Here you go.
But I actually do like to watch a lot of long form content. So anybody that talks about some interesting subject for like an hour or two, I'd be like, yeah, I'm into this. As long as it's not YouTube drama, I can't listen to that shit for an hour or two. I'm just like, I don't care, dude. Why did you make such a long video about some random guy you don't like? You know, it used to be that would be seen as like kind of a crazy thing to do. It's just like, you know, obsessively focusing on somebody you hate. It's like, bro, just ignore them. You know, if you don't like them, just ignore them. Don't hang around them. And then you've got these YouTubers that make like 3-hour videos about somebody they hate, and it's like, oh, bro, what a hero. Good job, man. You're very well adjusted.
Go, Magical Lark.
I don't know, man.
Here you
It's
go.
just, I don't know. That's just kind of how I see it, but. Anyways. Let's move on to a different
That
topic.
was rather simple.
Have you guys tried the BTS meal at McDonald's? This is a sponsored video. It's actually not at all. I saw like Review Bra did a if you don't know, I believe his channel name is Report of the Week. Report of the Week. I love that guy. He's such an interesting dude. He just reviews fast food, but he wears a suit, and he's like, he talks very, very fancy. I don't know how to describe. He's a weird guy. He's an odd guy. Very interesting dude. And he makes videos about fast food, and it's just so, the juxtaposition of it is what's fascinating about it, I think.
Go, Magikarp.
Go, Magikarp. That's what I hear every
Here
single
you
time she
go.
says that. Go, Magikarp. So he did a review of the BTS meal from McDonald's, and I just saw it, and I was like, oh my god. I have to order that. I have to order that and see what that is. Because that's the most interesting thing I've ever heard of. So I went and I ordered it, and then like watched the video I watched the video while I was eating it. At first I didn't understand it because I ordered from Grubhub, and I was like, what? It's just a 10-piece chicken nugget meal. And then I like watched a little bit of his video, and he's like, oh, the sauces are, it's because of the new sauces. I'm like, oh. So I got the new sauces. They're really fucking good, dude. The sauces, they're really good. Cajun sauce and the sweet chili. Really good. I liked it a lot. I don't usually order chicken nuggets from McDonald's, by the way, so it's like interesting to bring those back and be like, you know, I actually kind of like McDonald's chicken nuggets. I used to think they were like the lowest of the low. They used to be really shitty, and then they started doing like all white meat, and it's like, oh, actually, I guess they're better. But it was hard to break that in my mind of like, these are the worst chicken nuggets you can get. I'd rather have like Wendy's chicken nuggets. I got the spicy nuggets, those are good. Yeah, rarely ordered chicken nuggets from frickin' McDonald's. Anyways, yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, but not to sound like a fat ass or anything, but I ordered. So the BTS meal I got like a little while back. I think it was the day whenever that Review Bro video came out. I had Burger King since then. So, is that embarrassing to say? I don't know, but I ordered Burger King, and I was like, I wanted to get like the chicken fries, and then I wanted to try their sauces. I was like kind of fascinated with like the sauces, and so I got 3 different sauces. So I got the zesty sauce, which I was like, I don't know what this is. I'll get the zesty sauce, I guess. I got sweet and sour sauce, and I got just their like tangy barbecue. The tangy barbecue sauce was good. It's just barbecue sauce.
Here you go.
Sweet and sour sauce was weird. I guess it was better. The zesty sauce was like the worst one. I was like, what the fuck is this? It had like horseradish. It kind of was like the fried, like when you order fried pickles, they come with like a spicy, what do you call that? Like a spicy mayonnaise or a spicy ranch or something. It was kind of like that, but it was missing something. There was like horseradish. It was so weird. I was like, I don't like this. And the barbecue sauce was the only thing that was like tolerable, but it wasn't like a great barbecue sauce. So I was like, this is weird. Burger King's sauces are absolutely atrocious. They are not good at all. I was so weirded out by that. I'm like, I kind of expected these to be interesting, at least, like kind of fun and nice and taste good, but even if they weren't great, but they just didn't even taste good. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What is Burger King doing with their sauces? These are awful. I mean, clearly I ordered some weird sauces, but that was the whole point.
Here you go.
I was hoping for a lot out of the zesty one. I was like, I'll probably like the zesty one. I did not like it.
That was rather simple.
I guess I could talk about like my little like chicken wing thing that I was doing. I'm no longer doing it. I kind of finished. I still haven't tried the Eat Heat one. That would be the only one to try, but I'm like, I don't know how to get that, so I guess I'd just go. I don't know. I haven't had it in me to like actually just go and pick up like this fucking meal from Quaker Steak. I'm like, I think I'm done. I kind of got sick of eating chicken wings every week anyways. Like, wow. It's just, you get sick of it, you know? You're like, you order it and it's like, this fucking shit again. I just don't want it, you know? I don't want it. So I'm like, well, I don't know if I'll ever try that, but maybe someday down the line, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm finished. I don't know. Just didn't want it. Wasn't feeling it. I think that was on the day. It might have been on the day I ordered the BTS. Or it could have been the Burger King day. Maybe the no. Burger King day was after. Never mind. I don't know.
Here you
I think
go.
it was BTS day. I don't know. I was talking to my friend Trevor yesterday when we were playing Phasmophobia. And he mentioned how...
Please protect us.
It was kind of funny because it sounded like he was doing the same thing that I did, but like for a different thing. He's like, all right, so I've been going around and trying like every different chicken sandwich from everywhere just to see which chicken sandwich is the best. And I'm like, huh. It was very similar to what I did, was chicken with the chicken wings. Except he's just getting chicken sandwiches from everywhere. I didn't want to like one-up him or anything. But I feel like I've tried a bunch of chicken sandwiches anyways. And I'm like, you know, I could probably just be like, I feel like the best chicken sandwich is probably Popeyes. I mean, I feel like Popeyes was the one of the best ones. It's just the way they do everything and put it all together. It is pretty solid. Like the hype's kind of real. It is just a chicken sandwich.
Here you go.
So I feel like with people hyping it up to the extent that they did, it's not gonna change your life, this chicken sandwich, but it is. If you're looking for like one of the better chicken sandwiches, one of the best, I definitely think that one definitely lives up to being one of the better chicken sandwiches you can get.
Please protect us.
Trying to think, there's not much else that kind of lives up to. I tried the McDonald's one. He talked about the McDonald's one. And he's like, oh, this one's really good. It's like really addictive. I don't know what it is about it. And I'm like, I don't know if I agree. Because I think when I think of McDonald's, like the reason I think a lot of McDonald's food is addictive is because they load salt into that shit. It's usually the burgers. You eat the burgers and it's so salty. I mean, it's like not like overly salty, but it's like it doesn't just taste like salt, but it's a very salty burger. You know, so it's like you get that saltiness. And as weird as it sounds, it's kind of where the addiction comes from. I feel like salty things can be very addictive. You know, you like the fries that they kind of just dump salt into. There's something about that. So I feel like their chicken sandwich is probably the same way, but I never tried their like basic chicken sandwich. I only tried the spicy one.
Go.
And the spicy one was really good. I was like, okay, this is really good. This is very tasty. This is very nice.
Here you go.
But I wouldn't say it's the best chicken sandwich I've ever had. And I definitely think it benefits from being the spicy one. I feel like the basic one is probably very disappointing, but you know what I mean?
Feel the power of ice.
So yeah, I don't know. He's been trying it from a bunch of different places, but in my opinion, I think there's different types of chicken sandwiches because you can get like a chicken sandwich that has like the lettuce, mayo, onion, or just the lettuce and the mayo, right? And then you can get the one that has
Hocus pocus.
I don't know what type of sauce it is. It's like a zesty ranch or like a spicy chipotle Southwest sauce or something like that. It's not Thousand Island, right? I'm not a food connoisseur. I don't know what the fuck the sauce is. It's got like pickles. It's like a specific type of chicken sandwich, right?
Oh, cold that freezes all, come here.
Yeah. Oh my god. I need to finish this.
Feel the power of ice. Hocus pocus.
Yeah, I don't know. It's different. It's like it's got like chicken and pickles and like that sauce, right? And then they usually like butter the bread. I was talking to him. I was like, I wonder if anyone's done, because we were talking about like Raising Cane's, right? They do the chicken tenders with their special sauce, and then they put like Texas toast with it and fries. And I was like, has anybody made like a Texas toast chicken sandwich? 'Cause I feel like they could do that and it'd be really good. Why have they not done that?
Suffer the punishment of heaven.
Like, doesn't that just sound amazing? And he's like, I think somebody's done that. Like, huh.
That was rather simple.
Anyways, yeah. I needed to record this tonight. I think I need to record Star Wars soon as well, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. Yeah. I am actually not technically behind yet. Until tomorrow, I will be behind because Grandia. Well, I guess I am technically because this. Well, not specifically this video, but because I've gone way past the allotted time I've needed for a single video.
Feel the power of ice.
So, yeah, I really need to just find a save point here.